A bombshell video which Johnny Depp's lawyers say shows Amber Heard assaulted her sister was played to the High Court as the Hollywood star's blockbuster libel case against the Sun entered its final stages. Amber Heard exposed a new bombshell video proving Depp is right. Ms. Heard's sisters Whitney Henriquez was questioned on Friday over a video Mr. Depp's lawyers said was sent by an anonymous source on Thursday night after Ms. Henriquez gave evidence that her sister had never attacked her. In a dramatic development of day 14 of the trial, the Hollywood star's legal team claimed the video demonstrates Ms. Henriquez was lying in her evidence that had tailored her testimony to meet her sister's evidence. The footage shows Ms. Henriquez during the filming of a reality TV show, Poolside with Friends, with one person heard to say, "Did you get in a fight? And then I can't believe Amber beat your ass." A woman then appears to inspect Ms. Henriquez's cheek and arm as Ms. Henriquez repeatedly says she's not going to talk about it. Mr. Depp's barristers, David Sherborne, said the clip, which was not for broadcast, was filmed in 2006 or 2007. As the Royal Courts of Justice in London, Mr. Sherborne said, "After Mr. Henriquez, gave her evidence yesterday, one of our team was contacted by an individual on the basis of being kept confidential." He added that Mr. Depp's legal team were contacted to explain that Amber Heard had history of violence and attacking people. He added that that incident in Los Angeles referred to as the stairs incident because Ms. Heard says she feared Mr. Depp would push her sister down the stairs is the only occasion on which any other human being is supposed to have witnessed the actor being violent towards his ex-wife. The trial judge, Mr. Justice Nicole, ruled that Mr. Depp's lawyers could reopen Mrs. Henriquez's cross-examination to ask her questions about the video. Eleanor Laws, QC, also represented Mr. Depp, reminded Ms. Henriquez that she gave evidence on Thursday that she had only seen your sister hit Mr. Depp once in self-defense and that your sister had never been violent or hit you. The barrister played a video to Ms. Henriquez and said, "What you were being asked by the ladies on that clip was about a fight between you and your sister, wasn't it?" Mr. Henriquez replied, "We were referencing a verbal argument my sister and I had got into a night before." She said her friends were inferring trying to make a storyline, albeit a bad one. Interesting, nothing more. Ms. Law suggested, "You had a physical fight with your sister where she got the better of you." Mr. Henriquez replied, "Again, I didn't want to bring a personal verbal argument onto a camera. The court has previously been told that Ms. Heard punched Mr. Depp in self-defense because she thought the actor was going to push Ms. Henriquez down the stairs at their LA penthouse based on the rumor she had heard that Mr. Depp pushed his ex-girlfriend Kate Moss down a flight of stairs." The court also heard evidence from Ms. Heard's friend, Ayotalat Wright, who said in his witness statement that Mr. Depp joked about punching Ms. Heard in the face after their wedding ceremony in the Bahamas. Mr. Talat Wright said in his statement, "The first thing Johnny said to me after the ceremony as we walked to the reception was, 'Now I can punch her in the face and no one can do anything about it.' He probably intended it as a joke, but it is only a joke if it's not real. And by then I knew he was hitting her." He also gave evidence from LA about the events of May 21, 2016, when Ms. Heard alleges Mr. Depp threw her own mobile phone at her, hitting her in the face before the actor damaged the apartment with a wine bottle. Mr. Talat Wright, who heard parts of that incident over the phone from New York, denied being responsible for leaking to the press details of Ms. Heard's application for domestic violence restraining order later in May 2016. He told the court he later wrote an article about Ms. Heard's allegations for the Refinery 29 website because the media was characterizing her as a gold digger at that point. Mr. Talat Wright also said he wrote the piece because no one else was willing to go public at that point because they were afraid of retaliation from Mr. Depp. He denied being responsible for the feces which was left in the couple's bed after Ms. Heard's 30th birthday party on April 21, 2016, saying it was one of Mr. Depp's generally paranoid delusions, which led the actor to believe it was him, and said it could not have been Ms. Heard because she was fecal phobic. The court also heard from Ms. Heard's friend, Raquel "Rocky" Pennington, who said in her witness statement that she feared Mr. Depp might accidentally kill Ms. Heard. Ms. Pennington admitted she had never seen the actor bit or hit Ms. Heard, but said he had seen gashes on her arms after her friend returned from Australia in March 2015 and injuries to her nose and scalp after an alleged incident in December 2015. Giving evidence from LA, Ms. Pennington also denied trashing the couple's LA penthouse following a heat row in May 2016. After Mr. Depp's lawyer suggested she was one of those responsible for damage, two LAPD officers who attended the apartment that night claim did not see Ms. Heard's acting coach Christina Sexton, who said in her statement that Ms. Heard became a nervous wreck about choosing film roles because she was so worried about Mr. Depp's reaction, also gave evidence on Friday. She said Ms. Heard told her that Mr. Depp lost the tip of his finger in Australia in March 2015 after he cut himself with a broken glass bottle. Ms. Heard, however, said on Thursday that Mr. Depp lost the tip of his finger while smashing a phone repeatedly over and over again into the wall. Mr. Depp is suing the Sun's publisher, news group newspaper NGN, and its executive editor Dan Wooten over an April 27, 2018 article with the headline "Gone Potty: How Can J.K. Rowling Be Genuinely Happy Casting Wife-Beater Johnny Depp in the New Fantastic Beasts Film?" His lawyers say the article bore the meaning there was overwhelming evidence Mr. Depp assaulted Ms. Heard on a number of occasions and left her in fear for her life. NGN is defending the article as true and says Mr. Depp was controlling and verbally and physically abusive towards Ms. Heard, particularly when he was under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs. Lawyers for Hollywood actor Johnny Depp said his ex-wife claimed she had donated her divorce settlement to charity was a calculated lie, as they sought permission to appeal a London High Court ruling which upheld that he was a wife-beater. Judge Andrew Nicol ruled last November that Depp had violently assaulted Amber Heard during their tempestuous 5-year relationship, at times putting her in fear for her life. He rejected Depp's claims that the allegations were a hoax and his portrayal of his ex-wife as a gold digger. That decision came after 3 weeks of hearings where the court heard claims and counterclaims from Depp, 57, and Heard, 34, who accused each other of violent outbursts.